In a recent presentation that the philosopher, linguist Mark Johnson gave at a conference I was at, he was talking about knowledge in relationship to embodiment. And one of the things that he insisted on was, rather than referring to knowledge, he referred instead to knowing. He kept using the verb tense rather than the object tense. And I think it's quite an interesting distinction to be made there. Because when we talk about knowledge, or when we talk about knowing, we seem to be invoking different understandings of how we understand the world, different entailments possibly as a metaphor, or possibly even different metaphors entirely. I've spoken before about the use of spatial metaphors of knowledge, and that does seem to be one of the dominant metaphors that's in existence, which I think goes back to John Locke actually. But the idea that knowledge exists in a kind of space, usually a brightly lit space, so that we can look out over this space and see these objects of knowledge, that's a very common idea. But the idea of knowing is a bit different. Knowing is well, obviously it's a verb, and it suggests that the entity we call knowledge isn't a static form removed from us in space, or somehow over there, disconnected to either ourselves or our bodies or our actions and behaviours. The use of the term knowing suggests that we're responsible for it. It's something active, it's something that we're doing. And if it is part of the spatial metaphor, which I suspect it is in many occasions, then knowing seems to be analogous to movement. Knowing is going, if you like. So when we approach knowledge, I even speak about it without using spatial metaphors. So when we approach the object of knowledge, that approach is knowing. We are moving in the direction of knowledge, therefore we are knowing subjects.